So let's get started. Okay, so welcome to the
Creators Initiative.
thank you. And welcome to the Creators Initiative podcast. And in today's episode, we are going to take a how-to statement from the internet, and we're going to elaborate on exactly how to, with personal failed experiences and strategies moving forward, that will ensure our success with creating content to grow our business. And hopefully, this information will help you grow your business as well. So, how do you establish a strong social media? Hold on, let me do that again. I was a little nervous on that little.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm
Um,
with you.
how do you establish a strong social media presence in 2023? Um, you do it by creating profiles on relevant social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, sorry, it's X now. Like X Men, I guess. Instagram, LinkedIn, and others. Making sure your profiles are complete, up to date, and consistent with your brand identity. So let's just dive right into that relevant social media platforms bit of that sentence, that how to statement. Um, I feel like relevant is explanatory, self explanatory. So I won't dive any deeper into that. But if you need an example, MySpace. Um, can I even
Oh
log
man.
in? Can you even log into MySpace right now?
Well, I did about maybe about a few years ago, but I think they since kind of axed it. But
Right. I think what Justin Timberlake's over there, he owns it or something. But other than that,
I see my profile pic, but
that's nice.
I don't think I have my top eight
Okay.
anymore. So
I was say I hadn't been on since probably like '08, but it's such a long time ago. But no, it's
yeah,
been a hot
I
minute.
got a lot of time on my hands, as you can
I
see.
can see, right? I was about to make a joke, but I won't do it. I
Go ahead.
was like, you got a lot of time on your hands with like 10 kids, but all right.
Not at the time. It was kind of escalated since. But
He sure has. Lord have
I
mercy.
love you, Aiden, Maya, Bray, Ra, Addie,
Yep.
Yana.
Give the list.
I do this for you.
Boom. He did it.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
It was only a matter of time, dog.
But dude. Okay. But
Let's stay.
right.
Let's get
Okay.
it.
But really, what you need to do is stick to platforms that have the most daily active users. Okay. And so that kind of like segues into my next point, which is you don't have to be on every single relevant social media platform to grow your business, especially when you're just getting started. You need to find the happy medium between a relevant social media platform with the most daily active users. That includes your target market or ideal niche, is that the term, if that's the term that you want to use,
Mm-hmm.
but also a platform that you are comfortable using and navigating because you want to be consistent. And consistency is key to growth, period. So, Dre, like, what for you right now, because you're getting into using social media for your real estate business?
Oh, I'm getting more active. I've always had a footprint, but it was just leisure.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything business. So
Same.
um, I like to keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
So the audience is listening to us. I'm gonna always go off of my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Through this whole journey, you guys are gonna see the real, authentic me and Leah,
Mm-hmm.
and I can only go off kind of what I know that's working for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to just throw that disclaimer out. But um, Facebook is still paramount to
Mm-hmm.
me. It's my biggest audience
Mm-hmm.
as of right now. My biggest like raw audience. Got a lot of family, a lot of people I went to college with, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people that I've known along post kind of college and stuff like that. Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
it's beneficial for
Mm-hmm.
me, but I'm kind of staying in my lane with Facebook, and that's my primary. So I will upload stuff to Facebook on my business page, and then kind of filter it throughout the Instagrams and then TikTok. I'm just getting on TikTok, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to see a little bit more traction with TikTok, but just keeping it simple, man. Being on social media is a full-time job as it is, and I got
I
oh.
couldn't see you.
okay, all
That's
right.
a problem.
Yeah, yours was right there. I was
You know I'm 5 foot.
I
so
was
it's
gonna
like,
say something before I was like, yo,
hey,
we're counting that problem again.
Right,
I can't
okay.
see you. You see your little
I
pretty
fixed
face.
it though. Yeah, I fixed it. That's one thing I like about these bars. But yeah.
Yeah, it's to me it's the three: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I really want to kind of get
Mm-hmm.
my bearings with TikTok.
Right.
Like, I got a little personality from what I hear, excuse me, and I just want to showcase it and do it my way, do real estate my way. I see a lot of cookie cutter stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I can bring a refreshing take on stuff, a little bit more just relatable.
Right.
I can't be anybody but me. So
And I think I just want to like piggyback on that too. Is just like I think, and this I'm saying this from personal experience. Like
right.
I'm not saying I'm in therapy for this like one thing, but like I
Well,
mean,
you got your therapy voice on.
right, right. But while I'm here, I talk to my
sexy.
therapist about these things. You stupid. I talk to my
They'll be
therapist,
sexy.
bro.
We
Focus.
call her a little bit. I'm sorry. We call her a little bit. That's her name.
Listen, I talked to my therapist about this because I was like, it's something that I am actually personally struggling with. It's just this, one size fits all. This is the only way that you can show up on social media. This is the only way you can do it. This is the only way that you can grow. And the beauty in social media is, number one, you do have to show up. You have to be consistent, and you do have to have a strategy. But you can do it your way. In the confines of having that strategy and being consistent. Like you can't honestly show up on social media and just do any and everything and it's always all over the board. Yes, like there has to be a strategy, there has to be a what's the word that I want to use?
It's got to be a blueprint.
Yeah.
It's got to be an agenda.
Yeah.
Like,
there's got to be like a branding Bible, like that's kind of like, something I want to deal with companies and brands is that they have, a certain font they use, a certain, what is it? You got your header and your subtopic font that they use. Like there is a blueprint, like you said, there is what is it? Well, there's another word I want to use for it. It's a not blueprint, but it's what's another word?
We're not
going
to be playing a game of charades
yeah,
this
sure.
whole
Okay,
podcast.
That's fine. That's fine.
Let it go.
Hey, I was gonna cut between these.
It
these.
is
I was gonna cut between
unique.
these. No,
It is
shut
to
up.
you.
I can't. Okay.
Cater.
Listen. It's just you have a set plan in place. You have a template. That's the
Okay.
word. You have a template,
Right.
and you follow that, and
Gotcha.
it's like kind of what people expect. It's kind of like a little bit of OCD,
Uh-huh.
really what it is. So you kind of maybe like deviate a little bit every now and then, but other than that, it's that same template. It's that same that you use every time you show up on social
Right.
media, but you can do it your way. We're in the car on the way here. We talked about Sirhan, right, and how he's just using social media in a different way, just using social media in general to sell homes. It's no more open houses. It's no more cold calling, and just
And if the audience don't know who's Sirhan,
Oh man, don't worry, it'll be on the video. But Ryan Sirhan from $1 Million Listing, and like I follow him and have no desire to ever be in real estate, but it's just like I get a lot of inspiration business wise and social media wise from this guy who
Gotcha.
decided not to show up like regular real estate brokers do.
dude, real estate is it's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
It is a beast, man. I remember when I went and got my license, and people were telling me, man, it's all about what you make it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have an entrepreneurial like mindset. You just have to have it. If you're thinking people are going to, that's a little story. Like, if you're thinking people are going to just kind of come out the woodworks or your sphere of influence that they preach a lot, man, you have to work for the people that's close to you, man. It is a full-time job. So to see that 1 or 0.1%
Right.
kill it, man, they've battled. You know what I'm saying? So
And like with your business, like with you being a realtor and showing up on social media, and this is why I'm gonna segue into my next point, right?
Okay.
Is that if you spend more time on the creative side of how you want to show up your way on your terms, right? Then you need to go on a platform that you know how to use. So, for instance, like if you use a platform that is relevant, but you have never used it before, or you don't spend that much time on it, And now you have to take the time out of your already hectic schedule, which you just telling me right now with being a real estate agent, to learn how to post, add text, or trim different takes of your video in the app, because now they have it in the app. You don't have to go outside of the app to do, video editing.
Which is great for somebody like me, because
Right.
it's like for me, I don't need to have apps to outsource to other apps. Keep it simple.
Keep it
So
simple.
a lot of these apps are really great with having everything and its functionality inside the app. It
Right.
might not be the best as an outsourcing app that's like dedicated to that, but
Yeah.
it gets the job done,
Right.
and you can kind of learn along the
Right.
way to get to that.
Right.
So,
And the more you do, and see, if you, like you said, how you're outsourcing to different apps, you're creating resistance, right?
Right.
And so the more resistance you create, the less likely you are to post consistently or to post at
Bingo.
all and grow,
that's me.
And so, for instance, my example, like what I'm going to do with social media is my happy medium is YouTube and Instagram, which is total opposite of what you're doing, right? You want to be on TikTok, you want your Facebook, maybe Instagram, but you're definitely TikTok and Facebook.
Oh
right?
yeah, I want to be on YouTube though. That's
right.
what we doing.
But this is
you
what
know?
we're doing, right? But a lot of people don't. There's a lot of stupid. There's a lot of
I
work.
got to be on YouTube. That's
That's-
like I don't even want.
I mean, like literally, YouTube is like my number one, and Instagram is like number two. But I spend all my time on both those platforms, and so for the next 6 months, I will consistently post long form and short form content to these two platforms using repurpose methods. Right. So we talked about repurposing content in a later podcast. I think that's actually our next one. But I'm familiar with TikTok. I'm familiar with LinkedIn. Even Threads right now, but I don't spend as
Yo,
much time.
how are you on your threads? I did like
haven't
3
been-
and it's.
Yeah, I haven't been on in like 2
I
months.
heard this kind of died down.
Yeah, it kind of died down. It is what it is. But maybe maybe come back.
It was a good plan.
It was a
I
good
mean,
plan.
I liked it.
But if it ends up having a lot of active daily users, and I can see a way to get my message out and be like a thought leader on Threads, then I'll go back. But like I said, because it's really easy to use. But not a lot of
Yeah.
people are on there, so why am I wasting my time? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I?
Especially for some, I've never had a Twitter. Ever.
Exactly. And I didn't use Twitter like that back
Didn't?
then anyway.
I never had a Twitter.
It's for my news. It's for my instant
Right.
news. I go look it up something and then I go on my way.
Mhm.
Literally, this is funny. I was fully invested in the Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas breakup just now, the divorce. Like, why do I care about these people? I just want to make sure that.
Because we're engulfed.
Listen, I just want to
in
make sure Sophie was
people's
okay.
lives.
Like, she's Game of Thrones. She's
Yeah.
queen of the.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about Game of Thrones, so I won't. But I just want to make sure she was okay. I was looking at all the YouTube videos and everything. Even my mom was like, "Bro, you watching this still?" And I was like, "Yeah, because like I needed to know that she's okay. Like I don't know her,
You're being heavily invested
And
in
I
a
laughed
celebrity,
because
but
I-
that's what we do.
right?" But I'm
Exactly what we do.
acknowledging the fact that I was like, I don't like that I'm fully invested in this person's life. But it was a genuine like, I hope she's okay, because I would hate for like my breakup to be public like this and divorce. Like,
Check this out. How you are heavily emotionally invested and tied into a character or a person,
yeah, that's true.
you want, like me as a real estate agent, tying
Yeah.
back to what we're trying to
Mhm.
get to, I want people to be so invested in me
Yeah,
and so invested in my journey
yeah,
and me having a way about myself that's unique
Yeah.
to where, yeah, they know 10 or 15 real estate agents, but we're going to go with Dre.
Ooh,
We're gonna go to Rodriguez.
that is a very valid point.
Yeah,
Nice segue.
we have a lot of people that's doing media, but we want to go with Alpha Media.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? Like
That's true.
that's your identity,
trust.
that's your emotional connection of which you feel with that character that we're all trying to chase, right? So
Mhm. And that's what being on social media. That's actually the beauty of being on social media and creating
Right.
content is that personal connection.
Yep.
Seeing you every day and like the
well,
person.
not every day. You're not going to see me every day.
And-
you might
and
see
that's
me
another
twice a
thing.
week,
Look.
and that's another thing. I don't subscribe to the daily beat downs
Mhm.
of like being a real estate agent. You got to be visible. Yeah, you got to be visible, but
Yeah.
you got to have a balance.
Mhm.
Leah, am I right?
No, yeah, you're 110%.
I mean, okay.
And
You gotta
that's
have a
yeah,
balance,
and that's
bro.
why I said like me for the next 6 months is just being on these platforms that I know more about. Like I said, I know about Threads, I know about LinkedIn, I know about TikTok. Actually, it's more advantageous for me to be on LinkedIn than it is to be on anything else.
Really?
Yeah, because like the people who have the money to pay for my services are on LinkedIn
Oh.
and are looking. Like,
Okay, makes sense.
but I don't use LinkedIn like that. I have a page on there, but I'm not on there. Like I think it's kind of like Instagram, but it's LinkedIn.
Is it because LinkedIn is so? It came out to be like, hey, we're what Facebook wanted to be.
Yeah,
It's about 10 years old, right?
yeah, it's
Older.
old. Yeah, I
It's
had
kinda-
it. Yeah,
it's
I got
kinda
it in
dated.
2012, Yeah,
And it's still kind of linear.
yeah.
It's nothing that pops out. It's just a news feed
Yeah.
with your picture.
But they're
So-
trying to, they're changing it around to where it's like, it really like, they're trying to combine like YouTube and like,
Really?
yeah, it's
I'm
it's
on
worth
my-
being on there, but
I'm
I
on my
still gotta
LinkedIn,
learn.
pretty good. I'm on
But I gotta
LinkedIn.
learn it though.
Yeah.
I'm not quick. And so that's why I was like, right now it's about consistency and growth. And so it's one of those things where I gain momentum with YouTube and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I can make money from that, not like from sponsorships or from ad revenue or anything like that. It's
Right.
actually leads.
Right.
So the money that I get from being in front of everybody and being consistent and creating this personal brand that people know me and trust me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I can take that money that I get from that to then spend it on someone who can just run LinkedIn for me. Not like run LinkedIn, it's still me, but like
Question.
who knows more about it than me, that's on there more than me.
We were talking about mastering your craft or mastering whatever you have that's in front of you. How many social media platforms do you want to master? Do you prefer to like just stick with it in and out, opposed to just having a broad knowledge of just 6 of them across 7?
I think I want to answer it
Platforms.
like this: is like, I think you want to stick with the platform that you know personally that you enjoy actually using. Because I learn a lot. Like, I curated my Instagram feed to learning everything about production companies and things like that, and just everything videography and photography. Like, that's why I laugh. It's barely E! News telling me that Nick Jonas. Well, he's still with Priyanka, but like, there's just every blue
Don't
moon.
worry, guys.
Don't worry, guys. But it's like every blue moon, it's stuff like that. But other than that, it's just
Yeah.
strictly like learning. So I enjoy actually being on the app and saving different posts and things like that, and going back and referring to them, and like having that influence my video editing and like the style that I choose, right? So honestly, I just want to stick with Instagram and YouTube, and I want to outsource all the other platforms to an in-house media team that works that can be on there, because I'm still creating the content. It's still me. I'm still in front of the camera. I'm still creating a personal connection, but someone who knows that platform better than me and enjoys being on there more than me will handle it. And that's why we have to get to like with the platforms that we enjoy using, that we are more familiar with. So
You know what? That is a pretty awesome kind of like viewpoint in it. I would be so happy if I got the following and had somebody run my stuff, opposed to me just fingerprinting everything. Like, I think this, like, if you know what I like, I will shoot it. I will have the content, just repurpose it or put it out. Put it, my wife, she always tells me, this is the perfect time to put your real estate at 9-11, 12 to 3. If I had somebody to outsource to do that,
yeah.
like just single, like I need you to put this, and I need you to put this in motion to where it's clockwork. People are seeing it, boom, boom, boom. That alleviates just one less thing that.
Yeah.
So I can focus on my people. I can focus on my clients.
What you care about,
right?
what you're passionate about, and
I would
that's
love that.
as business owners, like smart business owners, like legit business owners. That's what you want to get to, and that's what you strive to. And the way to do that is through content, is to do the hard work in the beginning, so that you can outsource it to somebody else, right? And it's not so much like because we're a business owner. You're on this podcast. You're listening to this podcast because you're a business owner. You're an aspiring business owner. You're gonna do the work, but the way to get to the next level, to scale, to have multiple locations in multiple states, is to outsource, is to create a team, a passionate team around you, who's passionate about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? What is going on?
Hey
next
guys,
door?
I am now hiring a social media handler.
Yeah, a social media manager.
Pay is based on what you put in, but
So-
we'll grow.
Right.
But yeah,
But definitely, it's just like
Email
you
us
have
in
to
the
do the
comments.
work. But you have to do the work
Yeah,
in the beginning,
sure.
though. And I
You really do.
honestly, I feel like it's actually best that way, because then you'll appreciate what your content manager,
Oh,
your
for
social media
sure.
manager is
Yeah.
doing for you. It's funny, Alex Hermosi was telling people, it was so funny. I was like, he was pretty much saying like, hey, hire someone like me, and then like figure out what they do and pay them even more to figure out exactly what they do, and then just create your own team and then get rid of them. And it's like, and I laugh because like I know somebody be like, what? Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I was like, I'm not worried because I have multiple streams of income. Like, I just don't create content. Like, I'm documentary DP. Like, that's what I do. So I'm
Talk your
fine.
stuff.
I got jobs.
yeah, talk it.
But like, so I can teach you all day long. If you want me to be a consultant, tell you exactly what I need to do,
Right.
tell you the inside secrets or all that. Yeah, because I'm still gonna have a job. I'm still
Right.
gonna have. I mean, that's how to become a millionaire. There's multiple streams of income. It's not just one business that we run. So, But
We still gonna do what we do.
yeah. So
One monkey don't stop no show.
right. So let me get into the next point of that statement of that how-to statement was the brand identity. Making sure your profiles are complete, up to date, and consistent with your brand identity. So brand identity is the visible elements of a brand, such as color, design, and logo that identify and distinguish the brand in consumers' minds. Social media is a powerful driver of brand awareness. So just personal example, when I started making serious money with my business, it motivated me to take the time and the money to make my brand identity serious. So from October of 2022 to April of 2023, I rebranded my company from Alpha Artistry to Alpha Media LLC. I started with the name of my company that was search friendly, and would sum up my services we offered in one word or more. Artistry was not search friendly.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I definitely
but I
see that.
made it in my dorm in my apartment. It wasn't meant to be a business, which
Yeah.
that'd be a whole video in itself of like how we
But
got
but
here.
it was unique to you,
Yeah,
and it had a ring, AA. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah. But like I said, like when I made that, there was no intention of it being a business that it is today and where it's going to be in like the next 10 years. So once I really took it seriously and I was like, all right, bro, like I got to match how much I'm charging and stuff like that. Like I'm not going to be rolling around here with this name that every time people ask me, what's your business name? And I'm like, Alpha Artistry. What'd you say? Alpha Artistry.
no,
What'd you
you throw that LLC at the end. It
No,
fixes
but like
everything.
that's how it was about my name because I hated it.
Incorporated.
But as soon as I freaking changed that, bro, I was like, no, it's Alpha Media, bro. It's Alpha Media LLC.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get it
look at the
right.
website.
Get
You
it
see the
right.
logo? We got the hat. So
Yeah,
I
get
was
it
like, it's legit. I couldn't fit all my hair because my hair's like messed up in my actual hat. We would have been matching, but it's fine. We got Nash on. So, but anyway, I found once I took this seriously and got this together, I took these steps where I found my brand colors, my brand fonts, because I have more than one font. So I use them interchangeably, but they're like the same. They're kind of like on the same level. And then my logo. And I'm telling y'all, when I tell you I took my sweet time to ensure like that every single minute detail and aspect of my brand identity can lead to a clear focus, strong visuals, will be familiar with my target audience, which is like, like family versus mature audiences, for example, like, freeform to like from family, ABC Family to freeform. Like it was never family friendly, so they rebranded it and now it's freeform. And it's easily recognizable in a sea of similar brands because there's so many other content house, media agency, market agencies like me. So what is different from me, And so that's what I wanted. That's what I made from October of 2022 to April 2023. I made a point like we're gonna figure this out and we're gonna take our time, And so I'm confident to say that this time around, I did that. If you want more in-depth details about how I created my brand using Google, Canva, and the Creative Marketplace, then check out the YouTube video I'll be dropping in the channel link in the show notes. It won't be actually at the time of this video post. It'll be the next week.
I wanted to point.
Yeah, it'll be the next week, but depending on when you listen to this podcast or you see this podcast, the video should be out. But it will
A little nice thumbnail action.
Yeah, but it will be. Look, I'll add it later after that. We're doing the orders. We're trying to drop the content, on time. So,
Yeah, we got a whole rollout. You guys just have your podcast and want
Right.
to just roll it out the next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're methodical
This
with
what I
this stuff,
said,
bro.
and
Like,
we're talking about that in the next episode. Okay,
got
so
you.
you'll be ready. You'll be ready. But let me just have a TED talk for a second when it comes to brand identity. Okay?
ISO on Leah.
All right, I can't. Last time we actually filmed this podcast before, and we did great, but
Which we will show you guys as we
bloopers or
kind of
something.
get,
yeah, Yeah.
following and stuff. We'll show you guys the real because it wasn't the best.
yeah. But
But
I
we
have
learn
like
from
I
it,
have
right?
a button over here that I
We
was
learn
like,
from it.
let her cook, but we're not to do that right now. So, but this is my TED talk. This is my little tangent. So just not bear with me because I'm not gonna be that long, but still, like it's really important. So just just listen to me, okay? Now listen, your brand identity is so important because it sets a first positive impression, right?
Right.
So with the Creators Initiative, I wanted to set a first impression with our podcast art, our show description, our podcast title, value provided in the podcast, visuals, and what you hear from someone who has been podcasting for 10 years. And I
Sounds
plan,
good.
right, and I plan and anticipate that we will be around for 10 plus years providing value, and we should look and act the part through our brand visuals even on day one. And if I didn't care and I wasn't intentional about this podcast or this YouTube channel, I would have started, or I would have started this podcast and the channel as soon as I had the idea back in April, or the random podcast that I wanted to start back in August of 2022. But I didn't come to play. Okay.
Tell me about it.
I did not come to play. I mean, as you can see with the visuals and what you hear, your girl did not come to play. Okay. So I took my time. I invested in my future success, and here's the podcast today. So,
Hey guys, I like to be interactive. Y'all put in the comments, yo. You see our layout? Who's doing this?
I just laughed because that one light went out. I had a feeling.
Oh,
No, it's just the one on the. Because
Well-
I knew it did. I thought I charged them all, and it was too many things going at once.
guys, just the light was on.
Minus that one. It was
Mine
on.
is that one.
I said,
Just the
"Hold on."
attention to detail that we're putting for you guys. Like,
Yeah.
where are you gonna get this from?
Yeah.
You're not. This is officially our first.
This is our
episode,
first
right?
episode. Yeah. And it's only gonna get better.
It's
you
only
know?
gonna go up from here.
Yeah.
It's definitely so.
Yeah, and you see like different things that like what I want to do better. And like right now we're in the studio, so it's just like doing
humble, real
yeah.
humble beginnings.
Yeah, we're doing the best that we can. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. So
Real.
but
Like
I'm
it.
gonna leave everybody with these last 2 points, and then we good. Okay. Your brand is a reflection of the type of service you provide. Okay, and it will either attract or repel the type of clients you prefer working with 98% of the time. So if your logo looks cheap and your brand colors and your brand fonts are inconsistent and convoluted, then anticipate attracting clients who choose you because of your price rather than the return on their investment. I mean, it is what it is, okay? So
It doesn't
if
get
you,
any more simpler. and
It
cleaner than
really
that. I
is.
don't know what you.
I mean, like you can
You
do what you
cooking.
want to do. If yeah, right.
You cooking.
You big, you bad and bougie, do you, boo boo. But at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna have to deal with. And
Right.
I don't want to hear, because I've heard before. I don't know why this man messed over me. He gave me a left hand handshake with $100 bill, and I'm like, well, bro, do you have contracts in place? Do you have a website? Do you got a lunchbox?
No, but I
Like-
got his word,
Right.
bro. We are not in 1972.
What did
You-
you expect?
You need contracts and then a contract for the contract. Bro,
Right.
people are.
Just try.
They're very-
like,
yeah.
man. Like I
They will
mean, if
get
you
over on you.
learning and people are giving you money, like thank you, just to be nice, that's fine. But when you over here thinking that you gonna show up to this event, to this I'm gonna not give too many details, but this the fact that you really
Mm-hmm. I
thought
see you
could
bubbling over there. Yeah,
I am, because I'm just like, this individual tried to charge this
their legs shaking.
this
legs
he
shaking.
tried to charge this school like $1,200 to do this work, and baby only been around for like 3 months without a contract in place. I was like, you trying to get sued?
Hey, we gonna put a name on that bullet or what?
Right. Just
Put a
like
name
you're
on
trying to get sued.
No,
I
it's
will
fine.
never forget, this person really came to me like upset, just upset that the man not only didn't give him that $1,200, but like gave him like a left hand handshake of like $100, and I was like, you got $100.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gave you check. You have no contracts. You have really no portfolio, and you can come to me saying you want to charge me $1,200 to cover this event because Leah's charging like $8,000, right? So I should be able to do that, right? And it's like, well, we've been doing this for like 10
Silly
years,
rabbit.
so
That's crazy. I think your work, because at any point, any juncture of whatever you want to do, you have to quote unquote pay your dues. I firmly believe in that. A lot of people say that just to, get some cheap labor out of you, but you really got to put in that work.
yeah.
You think they do too?
No,
It can be
no,
a-
I know some, yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
it was worse with what we did in college was like as social media, like what I did for UTC athletics for the social media, like
You would
spending
never-
12 hours
yeah.
at the freaking stadium
For like $100
for
bucks.
free. No, for free.
For free.
For free. For free 99. So I can not even get credit hours, just so I can put it on my resume so people can say, sorry, you still don't have enough experience. I'm sorry, you still don't have enough experience.
You did it for the culture.
Right. But hey, I literally, though, thankfully took from that experience my own marketing,
Yeah.
especially social media, because that's when it was fairly new. And everybody was like, it's a wild, wild west. We're just out here just ad-libbing it, honestly. So now it's like, bro, I've been on the social media game since 2015. I know a thing or two.
Mhm.
So, I grow with it. So I know. Marketing and all mixed
Social
together.
media is so crazy. It's like dog years, right? Like 2015. It's
It goes
equates
and
like
it
30
changes
years.
so much. And I just
yeah.
was on today or yesterday seeing like, oh, we're doing the carousel post again. Like I'm seeing less reels and more carousel post again. I said, oh, it must have been an update somewhere. Some HQ.
Somebody figured out the algorithm.
Well, yeah, our
bit.
Instagram guy always pops up. The guy who's like over everything, telling people like, we're not prioritizing reels anymore. We're
Oh,
going
yeah.
back to the carousel, and everybody starts going back to the carousel. Like I laugh because I literally don't have to follow anybody. I just see on my feed with the guys that I do
Right.
follow that do. Oh, we're doing carousels. It must. The algorithm must be favoring carousels right now. So that now they're just doing all their information in carousels with a little bit more information in the bio and like 3 hashtags. So yeah, I've noticed that.
That's got to be exhausting, just chasing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to get to a point where that's
Chasing
somebody's
this trend.
that's
You're
somebody's
constantly
job.
you're
Like,
constantly
just do it.
chasing a trend that just inevitably like leads
Yeah.
to nowhere,
Yeah.
to another trend that you just jump on and you
Yeah.
jump on at 100 miles per hour.
Right.
You suck that dry.
Yep.
That's a crazy
And that's
little rat
and that's
race.
what I want to say. Like, you don't have to. Like, there comes a point where it's like there's this happy medium where you're aware of like, okay, this is what works,
Yeah.
right? I should do social media best practices. Like, I shouldn't be posting a video landscape, which is 16 by 9. I should be posting in 9 by 16, which is portrait mode, right?
Mhm.
So it's flattering and fits on your phone, right? Landscape, 16 by 9 is your YouTube. Like, if you're watching that on TV or you're watching that on iPad, like that's social media best practice. It would be beneficial for you to post in 9 by 16, right? Instead of 16 by 9. I just saw somebody post a video in 16 by 9.
But see, people don't
Right.
know that.
Right,
Like,
but now you know. I'm telling you.
well, there
Now
go.
you know. Now you know. Quit doing it, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm just
The
saying.
first one was on us.
Right.
The second one is on you.
Right.
Like,
But
you
at
gotta
the
know
end of the
better.
day, I'm just trying to tell you though. You there's some best practices that you do need to be like, all right, I need to do that.
True.
But don't feel like, okay, everybody's doing carousel posts. I got to do carousel posts.
True.
Like, honestly, I would rather post reels all the time because I'm a video creator before I'm photo, right? Photo is hard. It really is hard. Like, you do need somebody to take pictures of you and things like that, especially the way you want to have it. Okay? Video is so easy. It's easier to repurpose than photo. So I'm kind of like, I don't care that the algorithm wants me to do carousel. I just want to be consistent with doing reels, honestly, and see where it goes. And a lot of people are afraid to just test, like, okay, if I just do a bunch of reels, right, and see where it goes, like in 6 months. Like, here's my thing, and I'm saying this about myself too. I'm afraid to do it myself. It's just to test and see something for 6 months, because I would hate to waste 6 months of my life and like that didn't work. But darn it, I've been doing it for like the past 10 years with my business.
But what we just talked. What did I
Yeah.
just say, Leah?
Yeah,
It's mastery.
yeah,
So when that cycle of different trends and
Yeah.
you're still fixated on the reels, the trend is coming around.
yeah.
They will start monetizing on the reels
Yeah,
again.
right back
You're
around.
going to be
Yeah.
a master at that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to make so much money. It's not even a money thing.
Right.
I'm gonna touch so many people.
Right.
I know this nuance because
Right.
when you guys were chasing this
Yeah.
and you guys were chasing that,
Yeah.
I stayed down. I stayed
Yeah.
with the reels. I stayed with whatever I wanted to do.
Right,
And that's basically kind of like how I want to approach the real estate.
right.
It's like, no, I don't want to be antiquated and be
Yeah.
old man on the hill.
Yeah,
I want to adapt with the times, and I will.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah.
to
Best
get
practices, but yeah.
you have to learn how to get the beginning stage down
Yeah.
to get to the intermediate and the expertise. You can't just jump just because you see Joe Blow doing it
Yeah.
in
It's
on
gonna drive you
YouTube.
insane.
And that is what's hindering a lot of people.
Right. It's gonna drive you insane.
They see the polished version,
Yeah.
and they see it looks simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
This looks simplistic, dude. No, it's not
Bro,
simplistic.
It's like an hour and a half to set up. So.
Right. But for you guys,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Oh my
I mean, a few lights in the background, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, their lighting is amazing. No, it takes time.
Turn off
So
all
I
the
say all
lights.
that to say this, man. Just stay in your race.
Yep.
Whoever's listening to this, like, stay in your race,
Yep.
stay positive.
Yep.
master what you need to master.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yep.
Do not try to jump around, because when you jump around, you're going to get set back so many times. And then you look back a year from now and be like, man, if I would have just stayed with this one thing, then I would have been, I would be a much farther ahead than
And
that.
I
So just stay the course. You know, it's a marathon.
Right.
So
emphasis on staying on that one thing and just being consistent with it. Be consistent with Reels for 6
Right.
months and just best practices 9x16 and see where you go. See where you go from that.
yeah, you have to slip that in.
As a filmmaker, I'm just saying.
Portrait mode.
I'm just
only.
saying, just because we're on our phones.
Right.
I mean, when I see a 16:9 video, I'm like, dang it, let me just go on YouTube
Cringe
real
a little
quick.
bit.
Yeah, I do. But
Kinda
I'm just like, well, let me go on.
shoulders get a
I'm
little
watching a
weak.
movie. Like that was that stupid app. They thought it was a good idea where they were putting movies that were like 3 seconds and they were splitting up a whole episode in 3 seconds because it was supposed to be like, it was two. Hold on.
All right, Leah, you talking on my, I
Hold
told
on.
you about that.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
I'm
hold
still
on.
talking on my
I
head.
need to tell the people this. Listen. It was because it was so dumb, and I watched it for 5 seconds and flag that timer if you just want to get up and stop it. Because never mind, I don't think they can hear it. But no, it's fine because I need to stop. But just let me say this. Let me say this for just 1 second, okay? It was like Tubi or something. I think it was Tubi, not Tubi actually. It actually
You think
exists.
I'm gonna stop you? You can't contain this right now.
No.
Go ahead.
It was
I'm not gonna stop you.
it was a purple app. It was some purple app. It was Squibbie or something. It was stupid. And what they would do was take these full length shows, but they would cut them up in like 30 seconds. And so you had to keep watching each episode on your
wow.
phone, and it was
Ugh.
awful. I
That
felt
is-
so
that is
trapped. But they thought this was a good idea.
nastiness.
They had Sophie Turner on that. They had Joe Jonas. They had the other black dude from somewhere. They had Kevin Hart. They had all these big stars. You know, they played bank for this. Okay, they spend money. They funded it.
It's got to be a
invested.
monetizing thing.
But no one wanted to do it. But they thought, oh, well, everybody's on their phones, so they wanted. I promise you, we are on our phones, but there's just certain things where it's just like, I need short form content that looks like it was shot on a phone that I'll watch and be like, that's funny, like TikTok or whatever.
Right.
But when I go to YouTube, I want it to be a little bit more curated. I want a little bit more storytelling and things like that. Because, YouTube honestly is doing better than cable television. But it's still a
This is
movie.
true.
People are still producing like show quality stuff on YouTube.
Right.
So don't you come on YouTube with that iPhone stuff. You can, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the 3 million like Mr. Beast and stuff like that. They don't look like they shot it on their iPhone because they didn't shoot it on their iPhone. Okay, that's my rant. I'm gonna go. Next episode, we're gonna talk about how to create efficient content as a solopreneur or a small business owner without a social media team. Okay, shut up. I promise. All right.
Rodriguez, real estate for you. I love you guys. I do this for you guys. We do it.
Right.
And we're
Alpha
out.
Media LLC. We create content that converts, so you don't have to. Boom. All right. Let me change the shirt.